next topic, Desmond Ridder was on Good Morning Football a couple of days ago, and he actually talked about this offense being explosive next season. And I think, like you said, there's going to be more of a mixture. I think there's going to be a perfect balance of pass and run. I think this team is still going to be run first in a sense, but they're going to be run first in the sense where it's going to set up the play action pass and it's going to set up downfield shots. So with that, Beau, I want to ask you this. How many attempts do you think we're going to see from Desmond? I know it might be a little hard to tell now, but early right now in my mind, if I had to throw a number out there, I think somewhere between 15 to 25 attempts for Desmond Ridder is kind of the sweet spot in where you're getting a good mix in running the ball, like you were just talking about, that mixture, getting a good mix in running the ball, getting a good mix in passing the ball, taking your downfield shots while also controlling the tempo of the game with the running game. So how many attempts for Desmond Ridder are you expecting to see next season? And how do you exactly think this offense is going to be explosive in a way? Do you think they're going to, kind of run the ball heavy to set up the play action game? Or, what when you hear Desmond Ridder say this, he hopes his offense is going to be explosive, what does that look like to you?
Well, I think explosive is a term that people get caught up on. I think that means to me, what he's saying is they expect to have plays of 15 to 20 yards in abundance, getting more of those. So
yeah.
you said 15 to 25 pass attempts. Is that what you said for? Yeah, I think that's low.
Oh, okay.
I think you're looking at more 20 to 30. I don't think you want to go past 30.
Yeah.
I think the sweet spot would be in that 25 range, to be honest with you.
Okay.
Because you didn't go get the most versatile running back in the draft, and that's possibly came out in the last 20 years to run the ball and to only pass it 15 times.
Very true.
Okay? You didn't go add Jonnu Smith. You didn't draft Kyle Pitts and Drake London in the first round, 2 of the last 3 years, to only throw the ball 15 times. That just doesn't make any sense. And so to me, I think this is going to be a team that does use. I love the fact that you talked about setting up the pass with play action and a run. Yeah, of course. But I think Arthur is going to game plan for the teams. If they're playing a team with an explosive offense, I think they might try to run the ball more, depending on what their defense is looking like. I think that's not a bad point at all. I like that. I think that's something that makes sense. But also, they're going to have times where they're going to try to sling that ball around.
Yeah.
And they're set up to do that if they can pass protect. If they got a defense that they can up front, they don't need to slow down a pass rush by running the ball. So, but to me, the explosive plays is he's expecting Bijan and Algier and Cordero to break 15, 20-yard runs, get a couple of those a game. He's expecting some connections with Bijan, Cordero in the pass game, along with Pitts and Drake London. So to me, they just want to have some plays of really, to me, a real explosive play is 20 yards more. That's almost like the definition. So they're expecting 4, 5, 6 plays of 20 yards or more in each game. That's what they mean by explosiveness to me. That's what I take away. But if we get to December and this team is averaging 15 to 20 in that 15 to 25 pass attempt range, and it's only, maybe it's 20 pass attempts.
Yeah.
I'm going to say that Desmond Ridder might not be the guy. And that might be what my hint is there, because to me, that might mean that he's not protecting the ball. Because if these weapons aren't creating separation, then you've collected a mass, a mass wealth of talent, and you didn't get much,
right?
Because I think you've done yourself a disservice there. So, or either that or your offensive line is so horrible at pass protection that and he's not able to read the defense and get the ball out fast enough that you're just in trouble there. So yeah, I would say that number seems low to me. I would much rather see the 25 to 30, 20 to 30, but 25 to 30 there. But to me, the explosive play thing is this offense is going to have big plays. I mean,
Okay.
to break it down, this should be a big play offense. Why would this offense not be a big play offense when you've got a tight end that can run almost a 4.3?
Yep.
You've got a Bijan Robinson guy who is one of the catch radius and the route running from him out of the backfield is amazing. Cordero Patterson is a wide receiver that now plays running back. Jonnu Smith is another weapon at tight end that can play running back, tight end. I mean, everywhere. Drake London is an 8th overall pick at wide receiver. So I would just be very miffed at what we're doing if this offense wasn't more explosive, to be honest with you.
I like it. We're going to be slinging that thing around a little bit more. I need to look out for that.
Well,
All right.
look, it's not going to look like what Shanahan and Cutter
Right.
were doing here and Sark or what Arthur did in his first year.
Yeah.
But I do believe there should be a lot more passing than there was last year. I've said this multiple times. It's going to be a mixture of 21 and 22. It's going to be the best part of it. It's going to be the best of both of those offenses the last 2 years into one game plan each week.
And to bring it home, I think what also ties into why Desmond and Arthur Smith and everybody a part of that Atlanta Falcons organization believe this offense is going to be so explosive is the versatility of this offense as well. And you touched on it. You know, there is a sweet spot, like you said, that 25 number, but somewhere in between that 20 to 30 range. But there could also be games where you talked about if there is a team with an explosive offense, if they need to run the ball a little bit more, and this is where Arthur will do a great job of game planning like he has done since he's been here, then they'll run the ball a little bit more. If they do need to pass the ball a little bit more because maybe they're going up a team with a better run defense, let's say. I'm just throwing out examples. Then they can throw the ball a little bit more because they have set themselves up now to be a versatile offense this season with all the weapons that we just got done talking about. Kyle Pitts, Drake London, Bijan in the backfield, Tyler Algier, Cordell Patterson, Jonnu Smith, all those weapons. So I think that's where part of that explosiveness comes from as well, and why they're so confident this offense can be explosive is because all of the different weapons the defense will have to account for, because all of the different ways the Atlanta Falcons can hit you. This Atlanta Falcons offense is not going to be a one-trick pony. They're going to be able to do multiple things. They're going to be able to do multiple things on the offensive side of the ball well. So I think that's where that explosiveness is going to come from, as well as the versatility that this offense is going to bring to the table.
Yeah, I mean, totally agree. And I think this is why Falcons fans need to be excited about grabbing a guy like Bijan. I mean, look, there was so much offseason talk about Desmond Ridder and what he wasn't that people have forgotten what he is. And he's a smart quarterback who was probably the best quarterback in the history of Cincinnati, University of Cincinnati. And he's a guy that he is a presence he brings. And with all these weapons they've got, and an addition of a guy like Matthew Bergeron, that's why I get so excited. I think we've talked about the wrong narrative in the offseason, which was they needed a quarterback. I think that the quarterback, they've put him in a great spot in Desmond Ridder, where all he has to do is play within the offense and let his playmakers, I'm going to use a golf analogy. And I know that you don't play golf, and I do a lot, and I'm sure that some of our listeners and don't play golf, and I don't even know James might. I don't even know if James plays golf. Maybe he does, maybe he doesn't. I don't know.
What I do is putt and top golf, my friend.
But well, you might be a terrible golfer, James, but you actually play, so you know what I'm about to say. When one of the biggest problems I've had as a golfer is when I get on the tee box. Mm-hmm. One of the hardest clubs to hit is the driver. Any wood, because they're a powerful club, and you get a big club in your hand like that, and you want to just kill it.
Yeah.
Worst thing you can do. Swing easy, swing relaxed, let the club do the work, right? Let the club do the work. Desmond Ridder is a quarterback next year and needs to worry about the things he control. Read the defense. Read the line, move line protections, figure out where guys are going to be, and
Get the ball out quick.
let the ball. Well, if you have to, I mean, if you have time to hold on the ball, let the play develop. Sometimes you got to let that play develop. But the number one thing is deliver the ball accurately to your playmakers, and let them do their thing. That's what he needs to do next year. And he doesn't have to drop dime after dime, I would hope. Or don't be afraid to put the ball up there and let your guy go get it. Put it where they can go get it, and only them, let them go do it. But my point is just like when you're on that tee box and you swing hard in your practice swing, and you hear there's always a guy that wants to tell you how to play golf. And he says, hey man, relax. Let the club do the work. Desmond Ridder needs to drop back and let the playmakers do the work and just deliver it accurately on time to them, and everything else is going to take care of itself, dude. I know that sounds really simplistic, but I'm telling you, there could be a lot of truth into that statement.
No, I completely agree. You have all of these guys for a reason. I mean, you put the ball in the hands of your playmakers and you let them do the work. I mean, you look at once the San Francisco 49ers got Christian McCaffrey, a lot of times they would just dump the ball off to Christian McCaffrey. I mean, even if you want to go back to his days in Carolina, they would literally just give the ball to Christian McCaffrey and let him do his thing. And that created offense. You look at even Deebo Samuel sticking with the 49ers. Sometimes it's just easy as give him the ball, let him do his thing. So, again, Arthur Smith and Terry Fontenot have done a great job surrounding Desmond Ridder with plenty of talent so he can not have to worry about trying to play hero ball or, having to make all of these magical and miraculous plays that you see like a guy like Patrick Mahomes or, guys like or Josh Allen have to do sometimes. He can literally just find his playmakers, get them the ball, and it can be as simple as that. And it sounds easier than maybe it actually is in reality, but like that, it is just could be that easy sometimes. So no, I completely agree, and that is a great analogy as well. It can be simple sometimes. Keep it simple, stupid. That sometimes is a great message.
Yeah, and by the way, everybody swings out of their most amateur golfers want to swing out of their shoes. I still do that at times. And by the way, it's just part of it because you get anxious. But when you relax and just use that, boom! I'm telling you what, it'll get you there. So it's an analogy I use because I just think it's something that helps young quarterbacks.
Yeah. I mean, where else? Let me just say this. Where else are you going to get golf tips on a football podcast? Shout out to Beau Morgan. I mean, a football and a golf expert right here. I mean, dude is as versatile as this Falcons offense is going to be this season. I tell you what, but
I don't know. You should come to me for golf tips, but
let's